חבר'ה, שבוע טוב, ערב טוב, אנחנו מתחילים עוד כמה דקות, 94 שנה של אור, יום הולדת של הרב שלמה קרליבך, תהיו איתנו, אנחנו מתחילים.
וואו, יעקב, זה באמת, זה באמת הזמן
Hi חבר'ה, we're starting in a few minutes Havdalah, and we're making a birthday for Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach for his 94th birthday. Join us, and we're starting with Havdalah.
אתה מתכוון לנגן לנו? אני מעריך פעם ראשונה וארבע אנשים חיים. אתה מכיר אחד? לא, פעם ראשונה. מה אתה אומר? עכשיו כאילו שידעו אנשים וואו, אוקיי. הלו, מה נשמע?
Yeah, I'm putting it on Facebook. So don't be.
Hola.
Buenas noches.
That is very cool.
Okay, be patient. We're starting in 2 seconds, Havdalah. And we're going to continue with המלווה מלכה. אנחנו מתחילים עם הבדלה וממשיכים עם מלווה מלכה לעילוי נשמת הרב קרליבך, 94 שנה לכבוד יום הולדתו.
השנייה זה השנייה מובנת? ישועות אשא ובשם אדוני אקרא סברים עיניי ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא מיני ושמים
שלמה היה אומר שעד עכשיו היינו יכולים לבקש אליהו יכול לבשר לנו על המשיח, אבל עכשיו אנחנו כל כך חייבים מהפקות שהאליהו הנביא צריך לבוא יחד עם המשיח. Shlomo used to say that until now we asked Eliyahu Navi to come and announce the Mashiach, but now we're so tired of waiting that we should just work together. אנחנו ממשיכים, אנחנו לא מפסיקים, we're not stopping, we're continuing our evening.
So you're making a video?
Yeah.
That's what they're telling you.
You can send it out?
Yeah, it's a favorite class. So we're gathered. Gathered for Shlomo's
Girls.
Thank you.
So we're gathered for Shlomo's 94th birthday.
Today.
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you read the
Yeah.
invitation?
And so many times I think, like what would it be like if he was alive and we could still enjoy his life singing and his life Torahs. And, I've known him since I was a baby to like my early 20s. And just like, I can definitely testify that I'm alive, physically and emotionally and spiritually. And my Yiddishkeit is alive thanks to him. And I don't know what would my Yiddishkeit be like without him. And what would I be? Where would I be without him today? Like, I don't know what I would be at all. So I owe him my life and my children's life. And used to say, that whenever they told him, why did you leave yeshiva? So he would say, like, what's the few pages that I would have learned in comparison to the thousands of pages that were learned thanks to the fact that I'm not learning. Millions of pages, right? So, and we're going through so much now, so he would say, like, somebody asked him in Russia, on a trip to Russia, like, how come you're talking about Simcha so much? And, like, life is not that great sometimes, He would say, like, I can agree with you that life is not so great sometimes, but on the other hand, look at how many weddings we have. Look at how many children are being born every moment. Look at how many books are being written. Look at all the chidushim that have been brought down, So it's true, we have a lot of pieces of unpleasant, history, individually and nationally, and worldwide. But on the other hand, there's so much joy, there's so much beauty, there's so much love everywhere. So I think we'll start with Shlomo Israel.
Yeah, but it's Motzei Shabbos.
Right, it's Motzei Shabbos.
So it's it's the same tune, just different words.
So, okay, let's sing another song first. Okay.
את רוצה סולם יותר נוח, אנחנו נותנים בראש. אני כבר שלנו שיהיה יותר נוח. שיהיה. in Velke, right, Volke, there were two rabbis, basically. The Mendel of Volke, right, who was really big, amazing tzaddik. And he was like one of his most like known characteristics was that he was definitely prolific, right? And his son, Rabbi Yitzchak from Volke, he was known as the silent Rebbe. When Mendele passed away, like basically every Shabbos right, for Edmir, every Shabbos, Mendele used to like give a whole long speech, whole long Torah. Everybody was waiting for the Torah. So after he passed away, the Hasidim were waiting for Rabbi Yitzchak to start like saying. Everybody was singing, eating, and then waiting, and it was just silent for hours, 7 hours, it was silent, and then they finished. This was Rabbi Yitzchak. It took him a few months until he said the first word. The first Torah was and it was one sentence. He said, the barrel has to be filled before you take wine out of it. That's what he said. Okay, so so when Yitzchak was studying with his father every week the Pasha, and he was sure that that after his father passes away, he will go to him and continue studying with him. But he goes, right? He is waiting, and a week goes by, another week goes by, and he starts like getting really frustrated about the fact that his father is not coming to his dream, right? So he thinks, right, what can I do? He goes to his father's Rebbe. Who's the Rebbe? She's not. Right, he goes to the Rebbe. He writes him a letter and he tells him, look, I'm really frustrated. I was waiting for my father to come to me in his dream after he passed away, to say something was going on, right? What's going on in Gan Eden? It's a common thing between Hasidic rabbis. It's not like so, right? And he's not coming. So his Rebbe came to him and he tells him, you know something? I was sure about the same thing. I was so sure he's going to come to me to say something. He never showed up. So I did there's a thing called She'elat Chalom, a question you ask before you go to sleep. And then in my dream I went up to them. And I started asking people, does anybody know where's Mendele? They tell me, and they all show me, right? Go this way. Go down this way. So I start walking, I walk. So it's like it starts getting wet, and I start going through paddles of water until I get into some kind of dark place, and I see where Mendele is standing, and in front of him there's a sea, right? This big sea. And Mendele told me, look, do you have any idea what is the sea? I have no idea. So he said, the sea is composed of all the tears of all of the people of the world, right? All of Am Israel were crying for Mashiach. So I'm standing in front of the sea, and I made a vow. I'm not leaving here before Mashiach comes, right?
Well, the tears dry out. So we're learning there's 3 Mashiach ben David. You know, that it's not this prime minister or that prime minister, you know, those politicians or these politicians. But we know exactly, you know, where the ruling of goodness is coming from. What is the source of the ruling of goodness? And 3 is the Holy Temple. And we ask ourselves, you know, like, what's, you know, like many people, it's really hard for them in our modern world to understand, you know, what's so important about a holy temple. You know, we have very nice synagogues, and we don't even fill them up. Not only we don't even fill them up, we hardly have a million, right? So we say in Shacharis, right? We say, this is what I should say. I have to get out of my mind. Shacharis, say in Kriyat Yam Suf, we say in Shirat Hayam, we say Mikdash Hashem konenu yadecha, Machon l'shivtecha ba'al Hashem. Or it was started to be ותתאם ובעל נחלתך מכון לשבטך ועד השם מקדש אדוני כוננו ידיך אדוני אלוהים לעולם ועד. Right? So we say Hashem is going to plant us in this land, that there will not be an argument about it. Right? Whoever wants to talk about Mitnachalim is not a bad word. Mitnachalim comes from Nachalat, the Nachalat that Hashem had given us, you know. So one day nobody's going to argue about us being, all of us being Nachalim in this land. And then, you know, like, so it's like, you have a house, right? It's not enough that you have like, everything that has, you know, like people go to the Sistine Chapel or to, you know, places to like see something, right? It's like everybody's going to come to the Holy Temple of Hashem. It's gonna be like Beiti Bet Filaika Lechol Amim. It's gonna be the house of all nations, you know. And Shlomo used to say, you know, somehow how do you know who's the landlord? Who's the owner of the house? Whoever opens the door, right? Obviously, if nobody's opening the door now in the holy mountain of Hashem, then the owners are not there. When we'll be the owners, everybody's gonna be welcome. Nobody's going to be told not to pray, right? So it's like it's the symbol of all goodness. Our holy temple is the symbol of goodness. It's not just an Avodah Zarah temple. It's not like my temple is my temple and your temple is your temple. My temple is your temple. And it's the symbol of warmth. It's a symbol of containing everybody. It's a symbol of giving space to everybody. So, and on a philosophical level, we're lacking so much of that, you know, just giving each other the space, like, to believe what we want to believe, to think what we want to think. We're living in such, again, you know, a time that, you know, people are trying to and not listen to each other, not give the freedom of choice and freedom of thinking, and that's not the godliness that we're bringing into the world. The godliness that we're bringing into the world is the godliness of the Talmud, where you can say what you want to say and I can say what I want to say, and we can argue about it until the morning, and it's all going to be okay, you know, and we're still going to be friends. No matter how much we're going to argue and disagree, we're still going to be friends, and there might not be a resolution ever who's right, but we're going to give space for each other's arguments, and we're going to give space for each other's stay and living on this earth. So this is Mikdash Hashem Konenu Yadecha. This is the Mikdash of Hashem that we're waiting for. So we're waiting for 3 things: for Hashem to rule the world, for Malchut David, and for this holy temple of just like, you know, there's space for all of us.
Israel,
performer. But his Torah is only now starting. I mean, in the last 20 years after he left the world, when he was alive, he was teaching. But only a handful of people knew what a Talmid Chacham he was and how much chidushim he brought into the world. I would say I could have maybe lived without his music in the world. I could have lived without his Torah in the world, because as much as his music had changed the world, his Torahs had brought a totally different narrative, a totally different light into the world. So his Torah is really the one that saved me much more than even the music. And it's like, it was just like he was a genius, you know. First of all, he finished the Shas the first time when he was 7 years old. It's like, yeah, like it's beyond comprehension, you know. And
it's like Dari once said that she was studying Gemara in school, in high school, in Toronto. So Shlomo called and asked her, like the first day of studying, like, hey, Darile, what Maseches are you learning? Where are you holding? So she said, Baba Mitzia. She said, oh, the first time I finished Baba Mitzia, my heart was when I was 4. It was like really a genius. We saw him, like, when we studied with him, one of the most amazing things were that we all had like the pages with the sources, and Shlomo was like, he was reading, right? So everybody was reading, but if you would look at him, you would see that he was just sitting with his eyes rolled up, and he was just saying every Mara, Zohar, everything, like
everything by heart. Wow. Yeah. So it was just like beyond comprehension. One time his parents couldn't find him for like hours and hours and hours and hours. He was like, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years old. And they went looking for him all over the place. Finally, where did they find him? In the Aron Kodesh. He was hiding in the Aron Kodesh, just sitting there praying.
It's like, yeah.
And it's just like, just absolutely exalted, you know. It's like just an angel, you know, not in this world. And, you know, like the amount of chesed that he was doing, you know, it's like, just, he was giving out, if he would run out of money to give tzedakah, he would give money with checks. Sometimes they would bounce. But he would give money, he would give tzedakah with checks, you know. He just couldn't say no to a person. He just had to open up his heart. He just had to, you know, show people that he loved them and, you know, give them courage. And, you know, who cares if the check will bounce? At least for now you'll feel that I love you, that I care for you, you know. So...
And I like, people think that this is how they knew Shlomo, this is what Shlomo was, right? Everybody who knew Shlomo knew that he was like hugging and outreaching and loving everybody. He said about himself that when he was in Yeshiva, in Lakewood, and before this, he couldn't understand how people can keep the Torah the way it said. Like it says in Shulchan Aruch, how can you not do this? And he was very judgmental, and it got him very angry to see that people, and he had to work on himself. Like the way we knew him, it's like we took it for granted. Like Shlomo Carlebach, everybody knew that Shlomo is just like, but everybody just sees Jews or non-Jews, and just his eyes were lighting. I remember how, like, we were just walking it down Ben Yehuda in Jerusalem with him, and he would see somebody he didn't know, and just, hey, brother, I thought, Ani Shlomo, ech korim lecha? And he just, but it was a decision he made. He has to hug every person in the world. And since it was his decision, he had to work on himself to really accept everybody the way they are.
Even that was his revolution.
Yeah, but I think that's like sometimes I hear like people tell me I'm not Shlomo Carlebach. Right? He also wasn't Shlomo Carlebach. He had to make himself, to work on himself to become Shlomo Carlebach.
And he used to talk about his teachers, Rabbi Hyman and Shlomo Hyman and Rabbi Kotler, and he used to tell how they were angels, you know, above human beings. And he would also say, you know, like how he saw them working on themselves 24/7, you know. So it's like whoever thinks that somebody's born from Shlomo Hyman or Shlomo Carlebach or Rabbi Kotler, nobody's born that way. work on ourselves, you know. Even Avraham Avinu says, you know, I'm working on myself. We're all working on ourselves. So in Parashat Vayechi, you know, when we're talking about the Geula, it's like, I think that also it's amazing that his Yortzeit comes up on Parashat Vayera of, you know, of Achnasat Orchim and opening up your heart to the world. And his birthday always falls on Parashat Vayechi, which is the Geula. And he, I think, had a very special narrative about much, you know, something that I haven't heard before then. And now we hear it more and more in the world, thank God, about the concept of the Holy Temple, the concept of Geula, the concept of understanding that, you know, okay, so the Torah says, V'asitem li mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham. You know, it's not only about the Holy Temple on the Temple Mount that we need to build, and it's not only the physical building that we need to build, but Shlomo put a very strong emphasis on building a Holy Temple inside ourselves, on making a revolution in our consciousness, of making us a Holy Temple. Making my consciousness a holy temple. And what's the difference between the Mishkan and the Beis HaMikdash? Is that a Mishkan is a movable thing. It's not it's a portable structure. It's not a permanent structure. But a Beis HaMikdash is something that is supposed to be there forever. So that's the difference between building a Mishkan inside of me and building a Beis HaMikdash inside of me. You know, making a holy temple inside of me, something that will not move from ourselves, you know. So Shlomo was very strong about that. And as much as and yet, he says the ultimate Geula is not about, you know, judging myself why the Beis HaMikdash is not inside of me 24/7. But the ultimate Geula is in my connection to Hashem, understanding that no matter if I did yesterday 90 Averas and tomorrow 100, or yesterday 100 and tomorrow 90, it doesn't matter. Obviously, we go up and down the spectrum of doing better and worse. But is my connection to Hashem depending on how many good things versus how many bad things I'm doing? Or am I constantly in contact with Hashem regardless of, you know, he says, you really think Hashem is interested to hear about your Averas? He knows about your Averas and he knows about your good deeds, you know? He just wants to be in touch with you. Just like a parent wants to be in touch with their children. So the ultimate Geula is when we understand that we're like, Hashem is all about life. It's about being connected to the source of life. And just, you know, being connected regardless of how good and bad I am in every given moment. Not disconnecting because, oh, I'm embarrassed to look in Hashem's eyes, you know? And I think it was a very, like, revolutionary way of talking. And now it's coming, kind of getting into the world, which for me is very, like, redemptive. For me, it's like a sign of Geula. The fact that you hear this much more everywhere, Jews, non-Jews, religious, non-religious, you pretty much hear this everywhere now. In different contexts, in different language, but in different terminology. But the idea is very much out there now. But it wasn't there when Shlomo spoke about it. And I think that brought a lot of light into the world.
I was thinking about something else. Just maybe I'm not sure I can play it. But in the Parsha, there's one song in the Parsha, Shlomo's melody. When Yaakov Avinu finishes half of the children, he pitoom, Yaakov says, Yeshua Tzaki. Right, I need your salvation, I need your Yeshua, right? Yeshua Tzaki.
song in so long.
Right? I love that
About
song.
30 years. Maybe more.
עד 11 לא יקרה כלום.
עד 11. קר, אז אני מת מחויה. I think it was about Zusha, right? So the Magi, the message fragment, is calling Reb Zusha, right? When he was still young, when he was still in yeshiva by the Magi, and the Magi tells him, look, there's a very, very poor bride, you have to go and collect money for her, right? So Reb Zusha goes to town, measure bush. You know, people in measure bush are not really like not rich at all. They're so everybody's broke, and that week somebody already was collecting for a bride. So everybody, right? He knocks on the doors, and from door to door he walks from door to door. Everybody says, "We already gave. We don't have anything to give. Whatever." He hardly collects everything, and he just wanted to go back to his Rebbe, to the Mezrich Magi, tell him, right, no chance this week, right, let's wait for next week or go somewhere else. So while he's walking back to yeshiva, he sees those two cops, two policemen, Russian Cossacks, dragging a little Jew. Everybody knew him. He was like the local thief, right? Moshe Leganev, right? And Moshe just like goes and sings. Rather, they're dragging him, he sings. He's like so happy. So Reb Zusha goes to him and tells him, Moshe, maybe it's time for you to stop stealing from people, right? So Moshe tells him, you should know that a Jew never quits on what he's doing. So he understood the message, right? He goes and he collects until he had enough money, goes back to the message. And Magi tells him, hey, how does Eliyahu and Navi look in the clothes of a thief? Right? What was he saying?
So Rav Nachman needs to say, you know, that what do you do when you did all the Rav Nachman tricks and you're still down and you're still a little sad? So Rav Nachman used to say, just keep on singing, keep on dancing, right? So whatever, you know, whatever we're going through, you know, we should go through it with dance, with song, you know, just like our forefathers did. You know, even in the concentration camps, they had humor, they had theater, they had music, they had, you know, they had exalted davening, you know. They always kept their spirit up. So who are we not to, right?
Amen.
And we should just remember that, you know, some people are putting their trust in this vaccine or that vaccine, this medicine or that medicine. But we're putting our trust in this coin or that coin, the dollar, the yang, whatever it is, right? Or Bitcoin, whatever it is, right? But we're putting our trust in the one and almighty Hashem who brought us up until now and will take us right into the Geula Shlema. I bet he was singing Am Yisrael Chai. the soldiers of the light, all of us. We need to go out and spread the light and give people koach to remember that Hashem is the only coin, Hashem is the only medicine, Hashem is the only politician, Hashem is the only existence in the world. And we need to remind that to the world. That was the first reason we got out of Egypt. It doesn't say Shalach et Tamid she'ochlu shik shik. It doesn't say set my people free so that they can have a barbecue and have a comfortable life. It says Shalach et Tamid vayavduni, set my people free so that they can serve me. Hashem got us out of Egypt. Hashem got us out of Russia. Hashem got us out of the Inquisition. Hashem got us out of the Holocaust. Hashem gave us the land. He gave all that to us so we can serve Him, so we can be messengers of light, so we can spread the light, so we can hug every human being and give them koach to survive another day. And we can just remind the whole world that we're here to embrace each other and give to each other and strengthen each other.
Yeah. Amen, amen. תודה.
Shabbat Tov, Facebook friends.
תודה מרים.
שבוע טוב everybody. ביטול, מה אתה עושה?